Today's topic of discussion will be a mujaddid, a muhaddis. He's not Arabian, he's Albanian. Don't go up in flames because all the scholars heard the name. Sheikh Nasiruddin Al Albani.
ريض يا الطارش يلم عنا خط بكتابك بترحيبه لو سرابك ليلك وجنة بالدجا في الليل تسريبه.
بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. أما بعد, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My dear brothers and sisters, and welcome to the episode. Sheikh Albani Rahimahullah was born in 1914. He played a major role in reviving the Sunnah, and he was an amazing scholar. Sheikh Albani was Albanian. He wasn't an Arab, which dispels the myth that only Arabs can be scholars. Despite not being an Arab, he settled in Syria. One of his students, Abu Layla, videotaped everything he did or said, whether it was in a gathering or a debate. In 1998, he was asked which of the four madhabs he followed. He replied, none of them. He was in fact tajreed lil dalil, which means he was naked for the evidence. It means he did whatever the evidence led him to do, not what any sheikh told him to do. One Sheikh Albani called a carpenter to his house, and he said to him, change the door hinges to my study from the right side to the left, so the door would open to the opposite side. Now the carpenter was surprised and he asked Sheikh Albani, why do you want me to do this? Sheikh Albani said, you do the job and I'll tell you why. So after the carpenter finished the job, he went to Sheikh Albani and asked him, why did you want me to do this job? So Sheikh Albani said that my desk was behind the door when I opened it. So every time I entered, I had to take 7 steps to go to my chair. However, now that you've changed the door side, I only have to take 2 steps to reach my chair. So this would mean I save 5 steps every time I come in and 5 steps every time I go out. And I usually only come in and go out during the 5 daily prayers. So this would mean I save 50 steps a day. Subhanallah, this is how much they valued their time. In his videotapes, it is shown that he cried over little things and he cried very profusely. In tape 500 of his videos, one woman calls him and she says, I saw a dream in which the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was included. Now, she said that I heard a hadith that whenever you hear or see the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ in your dream, you have to go and inform someone who is of knowledge, that is a scholar. So she says to Sheikh Albani that I saw the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ walking on a pathway, and then someone walked behind him, and someone says from behind her, who was it? And she says, Sheikh Albani. And Sheikh Albani started crying profusely and everyone was impacted. Sheikh Albani was a very fast driver. One day while he was driving, his whole car flipped over because he was in a car accident. Now when he was stuck in the car, the people gathered around and the people were like, Ya Satir. It's an expression of grief and woe. Now Sheikh Albani hears this from under the car and he quotes a hadith and he says, it is better to say Ya Satir than Ya Satir. This shows how much he was dedicated to the Sunnah, because he was stuck under a car in a car accident and he still cared about whether people said Ya Satir or Ya Satir. Sheikh Albani attended a khutbah, and the Imam who was giving the khutbah, he added an extra word in a hadith. Sheikh Albani heard this and he politely pointed this out. Sheikh Albani wouldn't stand up when someone of prominence entered the room. He had heard that the Prophet ﷺ said, whoever orders someone to stand up for him can take his place in hell. Although his books were in high demand, Sheikh Albani never kept any of the money. He was very generous. On his deathbed, a woman came to him and said, I took a 7,000 dinar loan from the bank, and there's a 2,000 dinar interest on it. Now I want to pay them back. Sheikh Albani loaned her the money, and when she came back to return the money, Sheikh Albani gave her 1,000 dinar as a gift. Sheikh Albani said that if the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ did not ban us from wishing for death, I would have wished for death because of the condition of this world. Sheikh Albani introduced something called comparative fiqh, where he compared the different types of fiqh of the Hanafi, the Hanbali, the Maliki and the Shafi'i schools of thought. And he would do this in a very beautiful way. His book, The Prophet's Prayer, shows the most authentic way to pray, and he shows which way is closer to the Sunnah. Oh my God! Sheikh Albani performed 35 Hajj in his lifetime, and when he would pray Qiyamul Layl with his students, he would elongate it. He would have 20 minutes ruku', 20 minutes sujood, 40 minutes recitation. And the students would get so tired, they try to ask him questions to try and delay the break between the rak'ahs. And you know what he would say? He would say that these are not the time for the questions. So he knew when to pray and when to study. Sheikh Al Albani would spend 12 hours studying, and he would study so much in the library that the library literally gave Sheikh Al Albani the key to the library so he can come early and study. Sheikh Al Albani, towards the end of his life, was not allowed to teach in Medina. However, his influence was so much that in Medina, on the wall of Masjid al-Nabawi, a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ is written where he prays for Medina. The whole chain of narrations is present. At the end it says, this hadith is corrected by Sheikh Al Abani. My dear brothers and sisters, this brings an end to our episode. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.